Welcome back. It is about 5:45 in the afternoon. I just woke up. Woke up this morning, ready to try to go to the dentist to get that front tooth fixed here. Cost me 17 bucks. That is excelente. However, I did fall out of the range of what I feel like it's going to take for me to renew my visa. I deposited some money into my foreign banking account and came back home, had some lunch. The whole thing cost me $20. So, that being said, I'll kind of talk about a question that I received. Number one, the question was about all the people that are moving to Asia. Only a very small percentage of people stay for a very long time. This is the same with Tijuana. I moved to Tijuana. I ended up staying for about 5 years. I didn't really plan to stay that long. I just ended up staying longer and longer and longer. And then it came a time where I felt like I was just ready to go. Moving back to the United States was a expensive transition, but I did it. Took a lot of planning, mostly because the location of Tijuana. Of course, I wasn't moving to San Diego because the prices were getting high. So I had to be a tourist in the United States. And then again, if you follow some of the videos that I made, and there are about 3,000 of them, I go into that. And then there was, of course, the pandemic when I was in Vietnam, and I got an email from the State Department saying that it might be a good idea to return to the United States. At first, I kind of was like, eh. And then things started to get a little scarier. And then I was able to get a flight back, end up buying a used car cash to get my stuff out of storage and take it back to Vegas. And then I end up holding on to that car for a good amount of time, as I really didn't feel the pandemic would turn out the way it did. And then I ultimately sold that car to somebody in Tijuana when the car went belly up, or the transmission didn't. It just wasn't worth my time to fix it. So the person that made the comment also went into that he would like to move to Asia, but felt like there was a lot of Americans doing the same thing. There are pockets of Americans in many places: Spain, Indonesia, in Thailand, Chiang Mai. There was a pretty high concentration of American and expats in Pattaya, whatever. Again, very large pocket of expats, maybe more from the UK. But I, like where I'm at right now, I don't know, 10 kilometers out of town. There's not another foreigner nearby. I really didn't plan for this to be like forever. The dental and the medical are definitely the biggest part of this. However, the rent and the, you know, trying to get under my expenses are the, you know, the goal here. When they came to me and wanted to raise my rent in El Paso a lot, I was like, I don't want to pay that. And that's when you know, it was like A or B. I was like, well, I would rather just be in Ensenada for that price, right next to the beach. So it really was just A or B. And if you're watching this, I feel like this will become a thing. U.S. companies are hiring. It is, I wouldn't say it's easy, but the more, you know, if you come over here, there are opportunities, just like in the United States. Example, teaching English. That's one of the more popular ones. Call centers in the Philippines. The airport in Vietnam that's being built, they are looking for foreigners to work at that. Actually, Vietnam is one of the places that it's experienced a lot of people moving to. But I would say most of the people that try this stay under a year. Kind of circling back to what I was talking about before, it was the same with Tijuana. Many people tried it, very few really stuck with it, and even fewer stuck with it a very long time. I mean, I love Mexico. I would probably be in Mexico if you know, prices, you know, didn't go up as high, and they are up high for what Tijuana is. I believe it is really high, but the United States is really becoming cost prohibitive, and people are looking for a solution. The dental and the medical are indeed important, especially at my age. I have no medical insurance in the United States. But just like the dentist, and I got sick in Vietnam a couple of times. I was able to get medical attention quickly and cheap, very cheap. I was hanging out with this Filipina that needed, you know, inhalers and stuff. It was 50 cents. And you know, same thing with Cambodia. I needed medical help to, I had diarrhea real bad, and it was $1.50. Thailand needed a little bit of medical attention. Philippines, I had this, you know, problem ringing my ears and stuff. I went to go see a hearing specialist. It's like $5-7. But that's been the biggest benefit. And again, I feel like this is going to be a thing. I mean, I went to the United States and when I needed medical care, I was hanging out with this professional gambler. His name is Diamond. And we were in this casino, and this bar casino thing, and I just dropped dead in the seat. They, the ambulance showed up, carted me off, and I went to the emergency room. They told me nothing other than I had THC in my system, and served me a bill for like $17,000. Nothing. No help. We don't know what's wrong. They ran a bunch of tests on me. They want to do a bunch of other things. I was like, oh, hey, hold up a second. So, I mean, that's what, you know, that's what Asia is doing to help me, I feel. The other parts, again, is rent, keeping my living expenses low so I can get under my expenses. Last stretch before I returned to the United States, I was here 11 months. I returned to the United States for 5, and then now here I am, you know, coming up on 18 months. Is it forever? It very well could be. But I don't have that in mind. There are parts of Asia I like a lot. Nha Trang, that was a wonderful stay. Chiang Mai, also a wonderful stay. The place I found, I didn't find in Manila. My assistant found in Manila for me, again, was a great stay. However, I still, you know, as you see, I don't have an apartment. I don't have a long-term visa. And I don't know, I just don't feel like it's gonna be forever. But maybe like most of you watching this have experienced, frankly, costs are not getting cheaper. And I think they'll be scrambling for something like this. I think remote work is going to dominate, because these companies are going to need to find a solution, because they just can't continue to raise the prices, because people will just say no at some point. I mean, I know many people, you know, I have many friends in California that are having a lot of problems, and these are people with a lot of money, and they're starting to say no. But I don't know what the future will be. I mean, it's shocking the time that's passing. It's nearly 2025. You know, living halfway around the world, it's not super convenient. However, it does feel like I live on that time zone a little bit and exist over here. I feel like I give up a little bit because of that. You know, Americans love to pick up the phone and stuff and talk, and a lot of times it's 3 or 4 in the morning. And these days I'm saying no more and more to that. So, but I think that's all I got for you today. And I'll catch you on the next video.